Good afternoon, EmTech students. Okay, kumusta kayo? So, this afternoon, we're going to discuss the basic photography. So, ano ba yung basic photography? Ano ba yung photography? Ano ba yung kailangan natin gawin when taking photographs? Okay? So, for our objective, first, you need to understand the basics of photography. Familiarize the types of camera, learn camera settings, and learn how to compose photographs. Okay? Ayan. So, what is photography? So, photography is an art, application, and practice of taking and processing photographs. When photograph was invented, some people believed that it was not an art form because, sabi nila, photographs were created by a machine or by the camera. So, hindi nila tinatanggap daw noon na art daw ang photograph. So, yung mga artist nagkaroon ng argument, nag-argue sila regarding this issue. Okay? So, sinabi nila ang camera daw is the tool used to create photograph. Ibig sabihin, the art is the photographer's selection of what to include in their photos. Kaya ganun, nagkasundo siguro sila, kaya naging art ang photograph. Okay? Ayan. So, kaya hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin ang photograph hindi gawa ng tao, kundi ng camera. Pero, yung photograph, tao yung nag-compose. Okay? So, meron lang silang tool na ginamit para makapag-produce ng art. Ayan. Okay? So, what is photography? The word photograph was coined by Sir John Herschel in 1839. He was an English polymath, mathematician, astronomer, chemist, inventor, kung ano-ano pa. Napaka-genius niya. Siya yung nag-invento ng photograph. He combined the Greek word photos or the light and graph, the graph or the drawing. So photograph literally means drawing with light. Kaya involved talaga ang light dun sa paggawa niya ng photograph. Okay? So what is photography? Today, photography has become a powerful means of communication and a mode of visual expression that touches human life in many ways. For example, photography has become popular as a means of recording memories. Ginagamit natin ito pag birthdays, pag wedding, pag mga party, pag may mga travel tayo during vacation, para meron tayong babalikan ng memories, no? Kahit nga sa mga social media natin, meron ng memories na binabalikan. Kung pinost nyo yan 8 years ago or 10 years ago, makikita nyo yan dun sa memories ng iyong social media. Pero kung wala kang camera, wala kang memories. Okay? So, how do I start? Begin with the end in mind. Bakit begin with the end mind? No? Start photography daw with the end in mind, or begin photography with the end in mind. So, ibig sabihin, if you want to take a photos, what do you want to see after you click the shutter of your camera? No? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan na visualize nyo muna kung ano ba yung gusto nyong output, kung ano ba yung gusto mong makita after you press your shutter. No? This is how you start with photography. Hindi yung shoot ka lang ng shoot pag may nakita, pero pag tinignan mo yung output ay sasabihin mo, ay ang pangit. Ibig sabihin, hindi nyo plinano, hindi mo visualize kung ano yung magiging output nyo. Okay? So, begin with the end in mind. Okay. First, of course, learn how to set up your camera. Okay? Read your manual. Nagbabasa ba kayo ng manual? Ako hindi. YouTube ko na lang. Okay? Okay lang yon. Kasi may YouTube naman. Mas nakakatamad magbasa kumpara sa mag-YouTube. May tutorial. Okay? Ayan. Okay lang yon. Walang problema doon kung ayaw nyo magbasa. Basta importante, alam nyo yung function ng camera nyo. Okay? So, what are the types of camera? First, we have compact camera. Ito yung tinatawag nating point and shoot. Ewan ko lang kung meron pa nito yung mga nanay at tatay nyo. Okay? Yan. Compact camera. Isang pindutan lang, okay na. Hindi nyo na kailangan mag-set up ng setting. Okay? Then, the next one is mirrorless. So, ano ba yung mirrorless? Or the evil camera. Evil, ibig sabihin ng evil is electronic viewfinder, interchangeable lenses. Kasi pwede siyang palitan ng lens. So, maraming klaseng lens ang mirrorless camera. Sa ngayon, yun ang nauuso, mirrorless. Hindi na yung DSLR. Okay? So, pero marami pa namang lumalabas na bagong DSLR. Yan, mirrorless. You can change the lenses of your camera. Okay? Next is the DSLR or the digital single lens reflex cameras. Yan. And the last one is mobile phone camera. So, we're going to focus on this kasi alam ko ito lang yung sandata nyo sa photography. Okay. Ayan. So, bakit nga pala kailangan nating matutunan? Kasi di ba meron kayong mga ginagawang site or yung tinuro before ni Sir Chris Pacunza. So, kailangan nyo lang kailangan nyo mag-upload ng mga photos doon. So, mas maganda kung sarili nyong photos ang i-upload nyo. Okay? Yan. Kaya, kailangan malaman nyo kung paano ba mag-compose ng photograph. Okay, so, we have cameras, mirrorless, digital, or the DSLR, then the mobile phone camera. Next is the camera setting. So, kailangan yung matutunan to. Ano ba yung exposure? We have 3 elements of exposure. First is the ISO. Next is the shutter speed. And the aperture. So, ito yung tinatawag nating photography triad. So, it's represented as a triangle because of, if you change one setting, the others will need to be compensated. No? Pag nag-adjust kayo ng ISO, mag-compensate lahat. Shutter speed and the aperture. Ayan. Number 1 is ISO. So, ano ba yung ISO? So, ISO simply stands for International Organization of Standardization. Lahat ng camera meron ito. Kahit yung cellphone camera nyo. ISO is the level of sensitivity of your camera to available light. So, the lower the ISO number, the less sensitive it is to the light. While the higher ISO number increases the sensitivity of your camera. So, ibig sabihin, pag yung ISO nyo mababa, mahina yung function ng sensor nyo kasi kukunti yung ilaw na pumapasok or yung liwanag na pumapasok sa camera nyo. Okay? Then, pag tinaasan nyo naman yung ISO nyo, mas sensitive yung camera nyo or yung sensor nyo sa liwanag. Okay? So, ganun ang function ng ISO. So, this is the example of your output. Halimbawa, sa ISO 100, medyo clear pa siya. Sa ISO 6400, malinaw, pero grainy na. Ayan. Kasi, tinaasan mo yung ISO mo para kasi that time medyo madilim na yung location, so kailangan nyo mag-adjust sa ISO ng mataas para may pumasok na liwanag doon sa sensor nyo. Okay? Ayan. Ayan yung function ng ISO. Next is the aperture. So, in optics, an aperture is a hole of an opening through which light travels. More specifically, the aperture and focal length of an optical system determine the cone angle of a bundle of rays that come to a focus in the image plane. So ito yung magiging parang opening nung camera nyo, ay nung lens nyo, no? So pag mababa yung aperture nyo, halimbawa, dito yung image niya, no? Halimbawa, ang aperture nyo f 1.4 or ito yung f-stop nyo is 1.4, ibig sabihin malaki yung opening ng lente nyo. Then pag tumaas kayo f2, f2.8 hanggang f16, makikita yung kulay dilaw sa f16, sobrang liit na. So, ibig sabihin, ganun na lang kaliit yung pumapasok sa camera nyo na liwanag. Ngayon, anong gagawin nyo para mag-compensate yung exposure nyo? So, kailangan nyong itaasan na naman yung ISO nyo para yung liwanag ma-detect ng sensor ng inyong camera. Ayan. Ganun din, kahit sa cellphone, ganun din ang nangyayari. Okay? Ayan. So, pag ang, kasi ang aperture, parang mata natin yan eh. Halimbawa, pag lumabas kayo sa maliwanag, or tirik na tirik yung araw, anong mangyayari sa mata nyo? Di ba pumipikit ng konti? Kasi nasisilaw kayo. So, ganun din yung lente ng camera. No? Pag labas nyo sa maliwanag, dapat maliit lang yung aperture nyo para makita or mabalance yung exposure. No? Then, papasok kayo bigla sa madilim, anong mangyayari? Lalakihan mo na naman yung dilat ng mata mo para makita nyo yung nasa kwarto na madilim. Ganun yun. Ganun ang explanation ng aperture. Okay? Ayan. Malinaw. Okay? Next. Shutter speed. So, shutter speed or exposure time is the length of time when the film or digital sensor inside the camera is exposed to light. This is also when a camera shutter is open while taking photograph. Okay, yan. So, shutter speed, ito yung amount of light that reaches the film or yung image sensor ng camera nyo proportional to exposure time. Ayan. Halimbawa, ito yung example, no? Pag ang shutter speed nyo is 1/500, nakaka-capture nyo yung mga moving object. Pwede nyo i-freeze once you click the shutter of your camera. Na? 1/250, okay pa, napi-freeze niya pa. Then 1/25, okay pa. So kaya pag mag-shoot kayo ng mga moving object or yung mga sa sports, kailangan hindi bababa sa 1/20 ang inyong shutter speed, no? Kahit sa mga weddings, kahit sa mga parties, pag mga may sumasayaw diyan, ganun ang setting niyo, ang shutter speed niyo. Sabi niya, sir, paano yung dalawa, paano yung ISO saka yung aperture? Ayan, magko-compensate na naman yan. Okay? Kasi once na ang shutter speed nyo is 1/500 or 1/25, madilim ang kuha niya kung hindi kayo mag-a-adjust dun sa ISO. So, i-balance nyo yan. Adjust yung dalawa hanggang sa makuha nyo yung tamang exposure. Okay? Ayan. So, shutter speed, halimbawa, ito, 160, 130, 115. Pagdating sa 115, may motion blur na siya. Ayan. So, yan ang ano. Pero kung gusto nyo may mga effect, nasa sa inyo yun. Depende sa gusto nyo kunin. Ayan. Hanggang sa 1.2, talagang blurry na siya. Okay? Kasi nga, mabagal na yung shutter mo. Okay? Ayan. Pero pag, kunyari, mga night shots or kukuha kayo ng mga mag-shoot kayo ng gabi, so kailangan yung babaan, pag mababa na yung shutter speed nyo, kailangan nyo na ng tripod para hindi, kasi once na ginalaw nyo yung camera nyo, blurred pa rin yung kuha nyo. Okay? Ayan. Ito yung example ng 1/25 na shutter speed, no? Ayan. Napi-freeze niya yung dagat, yung alon, no? Compare to this one, 15 seconds exposure. Para ng cotton yung alon. Kasi bakit? Kasi nga yung 15 seconds na exposure niya, kaya niyang i-plot yung dagat, pantay na yung level niya, dahil yung movement niya nakaka-capture niya lahat, ha? Nakaka-capture niya, kaya ganun ang nangyayari. Pero maganda yung effect. Ganun sa mga landscape photographers, ganun ang ginagawa. Gumagamit pa siya ng filter para dumilim yung kukunan nila. Then magko-compensate sila sa setting. Babagalan nila ng gusto yung shutter speed para makapture yung kulay ng sky, makapture yung kulay ng dagat. Napakaganda tingnan. Okay? So yan ang advanced photography na yan. Sabihin niyo kung gusto niyo matuto. Okay? Ayan. Okay. The shutter speed, this is the difference of 3 seconds, 1/500, 1/400. Sa 3 seconds, pwede nyo i-capture yung fireworks. Ako pag nagka-capture ng fireworks, nagsaset ako ng 8 to 10 seconds para mas marami ang makapture ko. Okay? Sa 1/500 seconds, ayan, mga tumatakbo, naki-free. Each has to be compensated. Depends on lighting, lens, subject, and artistic choice. Okay. So, for our next topic is how to take good pictures with your mobile device. Let us discuss now the composition. So, the term composition means putting together and can apply to any work of art. Pwedeng music, to writing, and photography. So, in the visual arts, composition is the placement of arrangement of visual elements or ingredients in a work of art as distinct from the subject. Okay, yan. So, dito nun nyo na magagamit yung pinag-aralan yung mga elements. Merong line, shape, form, texture, and colors. Meron pang space. Ayan. Okay? So, in shooting with your mobile phone, don't forget to use grid lines to balance your shot. No? So, bakit may grid lines? Ano ba yung saan ba ginagamit to? Okay? So, one of the easiest and best ways to improve your mobile photos is to turn on the camera's grid lines. To turn on nyo yung alam ko meron yan sa setting ng camera nyo. Okay? Ayan. Use grid lines to balance your shots. You should understand the rule of thirds. Ayan. So, ano ba yung rule of thirds? Okay? So, it is the most basic rules. It is all about dividing your shot into 9 equal sections by a set of vertical and horizontal lines. So, makikita nyo dito sa example, the intersection of these imaginary lines suggests 4 options for placing the center of interest for good composition. Yan. So, with the imaginary frame in place, you should place the most important elements in your shot on one of the line or where the lines meet. Okay, dito sa dito sa intersection na to, dito nyo ilalagay yung subject mo. Okay? Okay, yung main subject mo para pero mas maganda yung pagkakakompose ng photo. Okay? Now, if you are shooting portrait, tulad nito na sa example, you should focus on the eye, no? So, ilalagay nyo sa rule of third nyo, where sa intersection yung the nearest eye nung subject nyo. Okay? Sabi kasi sa theory, if you place points of interest in this intersection or along the lines, your photo will be more balanced. No? level and allow viewers to interact with with it more naturally. Yan. So, makapag-interact yung viewer. Ayan. So, for our next example, so yan, kung saan nakaharap yung model nyo, dun nyo ilalagay yung space, no? Ayan. Okay. So, set your camera focus. Yung mga mobile phone ngayon, pagka tinapat nyo dun sa subject nyo, kung ano yung pinakamalapit na object, yun ang ipo-focus niya. Yan. So, automatically focus on the foreground of your frame. But not every picture you take on your phone has an obvious subject. To adjust where you want your camera lens to focus, open your camera app and tap the screen where you want to sharpen the view. So, ilolong press mo, itatap mo ng mahaba yung pinaka-subject mo, no? Para yun ang ma-focus. Tulad ng nasa example, this one, ito yung nasa bilog, ito yung ilolong press mo para nakafocus yung subject. Okay? Kasi pag hindi, kung dito yung mas maliwanag, yan yung ifo-focus niya. Kasi yun ang nade-detect ng sensor ng camera. Okay? So, yun ang ang unang nade-detect niya. Yan. Okay, focus on one subject. Ayan. Kung ano lang yung subject mo, yun ang ifo-focus mo. So, many of the best photos include just one interesting subject. So, when taking a picture of one, spend some extra time setting up the shots. So, kaya dapat i-set up nyo ng mabuti yung subject mo. Okay? Next one is embrace the negative space. So, negative space simply refers to the areas around and between the subjects of an image. And it can take a photo from good to great. Yan. So, sayang naman ng colors, kahit vacant yung space, meron ka pa rin dapat na element doon. Whether it is colors or the lines. Yan. So, yung mga empty space, minsan yan yung mas nakaka-attract ng viewer. Yan. Find different perspectives. Taking photos from a unique, unexpected angle can make them more memorable. It tends to create an illusion of depth or height with the subject. It also makes the image stand out. Since most mobile photos are taken either straight on or from a bird's eye view. Okay, so pwede kayong kumuha ng galing sa taas, so bird's eye view, or galing sa baba, or yung level na worm's eye view na tinatawag. So, depende sa perspective na gusto nyo. Okay? Next is play with reflection. So, there are plenty of out-of-the-box places to find reflection paddles. Larger bodies of water, mirrors, sunglasses, drinking glasses, and metallic surfaces are just a few. So, napakaraming pwedeng pagkuhanan nyo ng reflection. So, yan. Magko-compose lang kayo. And next is use leading lines. So, in some photos, there's a line that draws the viewer's eye toward a certain part of the frame. They can be straight or circulinear. Okay. So, dito sa example, the use of leading lines can be used to direct the viewer's attention to the subject of your photograph. So, since dito yung subject mo is yung palasyo or yung magandang bahay, pwede mong gamitin yung lines na kino-compose of these plants, no? Para mas ma-direct yung viewer's attention papunta dun sa main subject mo. Okay? So, nabibigyang buhay yung photograph. Okay, use leading lines. So, this is another example of leading lines. Okay? So, ito circulinear. Ayan. Next is look for symmetry. So, symmetry can be defined as a vague sense of harmonious and beautiful proportion and balance. And pictures that contain symmetry can be incredibly pleasing to the eye. So, marami kayong makukuhang symmetry kung gusto nyong ganitong elements, no? sa mga walls, sa mga sahig, so maraming ganyan. Okay? Next is keep an eye on repetitive patterns. So, repetitive patterns are very pleasing to the eye. They appear whenever strong graphic elements are repeated over and over again, like lines, geometric shapes, forms, and colors. Yan. So, ganun lang, gabantayan nyo lang kung ano yung magandang elements na isali sa photograph nyo. Then, play around with color blocking. So, color blocking can be helped to highlight the elements of the photo that you want to stand out. So, kung halimbawa, kung gusto nyo mag-stand out yung subject nyo, pwede nyo gawing monochrome or black and white yung ibang part ng photo para mag-stand out yung subject mo. Okay, halimbawa, yung flower, tulad nung nasa example is, siya yung naka-stand out dahil siya lang yung may kulay. Or orchids ba yan? Okay, yan. Then, avoid zooming in. When you take a photo from a distance, it's tempting to zoom in on something specific you're trying to capture. But it's actually better not to zoom in. Doing so can make the photo appear grainy, blurry, or pixelated. So, kahit try nyo, palalo na pag sa low light or medyo madilim, pag nag-zoom kayo, pixelated talaga yan or blurry yan or grainy. Kasi nga, nagko-compensate yung ISO niya. Bumubuka ng gusto yung bumubuka ng gusto yung lens, yung opening niya, para yung lights na papasok dun sa sensor nyo, mas ma-detect niya. No? Kaya nangyayari, blurred yung lahat binababaan niya, ina-adjust niya. Yung ISO, yung shutter speed, babagalan niya para makuha yung tamang exposure. Kaya nangyayari, hindi maganda yung output. Okay? Ayan. Avoid zooming. Hindi bali kung DSLR gamit nyo, pwede yun. Pwede ka mag-zoom. So, magiging ganito yung output nyo. Okay? Ayan. Capture small details. So, you may have heard the phrase, it's the little things. Sometimes, that also applies to photos. Close-up images that capture small, intricate, and delicate details can make more really compelling visual arts. Ayan, kala yung mga maliliit na bagay, yun yung pag kinunan mo, napakaganda ng very compelling sa mata ng viewer. Ayan. So, use natural light. So, take advantage of the sources of light you can find even after dark. That gives you a chance to play with shadows. Ayan. The ideal time for shooting using natural light is between 5 a.m. and 7 or 8, 5 or 8 hanggang 8 a.m. Then afternoon naman, siguro mga 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. hanggang sa may liwanag pa. Okay? Ayan. So that you can play with shadows, pwede yung paglaruan yung shadow niya. Kasi pag tirik na yung araw, so yung shadow mo nasa baba na. No? Ayan. So, para ng mga zombie yung tao kasi nasa ilalim ng mata yung shadow. Next is, if you use flash, only do so during the daytime, during the day. So, in already well lit spaces, however, a flash can help to soften some dark shadows behind or beneath your main subject. Okay, so alimbawa, kung mas maliwanag yung background, so diyan mo kailangan yung flash. Kasi yung background mo galing dun yung light. No? So in order to illuminate the subject, kailangan yung lagyan ng ilaw sa harapan yung subject mo. Okay, yeah. Then the next one is consider buying a mobile tripod. Yeah. Mobile tripod give you the freedom to mount your smartphone for quick hands-free shots without lugging any heavy equipment with you. Ayan. So, kailangan may tripod para hindi kayo nakikisuyo sa ibang tao para i-shoot kayo. Okay? Or, pwede kayong mag-set ng manual setting kung talagang gusto nyo makuna ng maganda yung subject or yung sunset. Ayan. set your camera application exposure manually. Yan, kaya sabi ng manual setting ng mobile phone nyo. So, another mobile camera feature you'll want to set manually is your exposure. Tapping your screen when your phone's camera is on doesn't just focus the lens on a new subject. It also automatically adjusts how much light the camera lets in. These two won't always look just right. It's best to adjust it by hand. So, iba pa rin yung kayo mismo yung nag-a-adjust ng setting. Hindi yung mismo. Hindi yung camera mismo. Or yung mobile phone mismo. Then the next one is take candids. So, post photos can be great for the sake of memories. Happy moments with friends, family, or the occasional run-in with a celebrity. But sometimes, candid shots of people doing things or people with people can be far more interesting. Yan, tama. Kung gusto niyo ng memories, pwede mag-post kayo sa camera para meron kayong nakasave na memory. Then, kung gusto niyo yung mga ma-capture naman yung emotion, yung essence of emotion, you should shoot candids, no? Para mas makuha nyo yung emotion talaga, mag-shoot kayo using your rapid shutter, sunod-sunod, para pipiliin nyo lang yung the best emotion, then delete nyo na yung iba. So, ganun yun. Okay. So, shooting candids. Next, ito, importante, clean your phone lens. Your phone is usually in your pocket or your bag when you're out of the house. While device's camera lens is collecting all kinds of dust and lint. So, yan. Kaya dapat regular yung paglilinis nyo ng camera lens nyo. Then, attach an external lens. Ito pa. Ito, kung hindi kayo kontento sa lens ng camera, yung sa stock na lens ng camera nyo, there are actually several out there that can be attached to the top of your smartphone. Native camera lens. From fisheye to wide-angle lenses, these add-ons can bring an entirely new quality and perspective to your photos. Ayan. So, pwede kang bumili, medyo bagastos lang. Merong telephoto, merong wide, gano'n. Okay. Then, next, the last one is don't be afraid to edit. So, wag kayong makatakot mag-edit ng image nyo. Filters can be a valuable photographic tool, particularly when it comes to two goals: removing blemishes from the picture and making food look even more delicious. So, kung mas maging masarap sa paningin pa lang ng tao, pwede nyo i-edit, pwede nyo gamitan ng filter para mas buhay yung kulay. Ganon din sa portrait. No? Pwede yung tanggalan ng tagyawat or yung mga blemishes sa mukha para mas makinis yung image niya. Ayan. Okay? If you have any questions, you can type your questions in your comment box so that I can answer that immediately. Okay? And that's all for today. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you, sir, for that such wonderful introduction to me. Hello, everyone. I hope you are safe and healthy. I am assigned to discuss the topic about CMS, the Content Management System. Before we proceed, let me discuss to you the objective of this webinar. Of course, the participant will be able to apprehend the use of Content Management System or the CMS. Rely on the CMS software to run any of these types of sites. The blogs, the new website, e-commerce sites, the corporate website, and the intranets. And of course, you will be able to create a website from the scratch with the use of the WordPress, the Joomla, and the Drupal as well, and the likes. What is a content management system? So a content management system, or the CMS, it is used to manage, deploy the website content. So with a content management system, like those CMS platform, users can able to create, edit, and delete the content from the sites easily. Typically, the CMS, it offers an interface that does not require any programming languages skills, or does not require HTML skills or other technical knowledge. And of course, the content managers and authors can make changes without the help of the developer. However, the customizing the layout and the site experience may still require some coding. So users can rely on CMS software to run any of these types of sites. So what are those types of sites? The blogs, new website, uh, the new website, e-commerce, corporate site, the internet. So what is the blogs? So this blogs is actually a web page created by an individual. So it is typically one run by an individual or small group. So that is written in an informal or conversational style. So what are the use of blogs, or what are blogs used for? So this blog help your company rank on search engine, for example, uh, to share information about a given topic and become an expert in an industry, to attract visitors to visit their sites, and turn those visitors into leads. Other one is the new websites. So what kind of websites can you build with CMS? So you can build almost any type of website you want using the big 3CMS platform, which include the WordPress, the Joomla, and of course the Drupal. So another type of site is the e-commerce site. So what is e-commerce websites? So by its definition, it allows to buy and sell uh, the tangible goods, digital products, or services online. So trade be it barter, exchange, or buying and selling of goods, services has been prevalent for centuries. Another type of sites is the corporate website. So this uh, website use officially represent a brand on the internet. So which often used as a landing page for the advertising content. What is the purpose of a corporate website? So your corporate website exists for one reason. So first is to engage people who count in an essential conversation about why your company matters. So it plays where they can get whole story, something social media just doesn't do. Lastly is the intranet site. So it is a portal that helps employees stay up to date with their company. So how to use this intranet? So in order for you to access your company, so this intranet is actually a private network uh, that you will need to be connected to its local area network, or the LAN. So it is essentially an internal website for members of an organization. So this is useful to communicate messages between those personals or staff within the organization. So one of the best example of these are like the government website, uh, the MasterCard, the travel expenses, and company or the organization websites. What are the features and the capabilities of CMS? The core purpose of the CMS software is to simplify content process for those non-technical people. So as I mentioned a while ago, so making a website using a CMS platform, non-technical people can make their own website that can create, organize, and deliver content instead of wrestling with the codes. As for beginner features, one of the features and capability of the CMS is that it is a WYSIWYG editor. So WYSIWYG means what you see is what you get. So it is like using with the productivity tool, like for example the Microsoft Word. Most of the CMS platform has a page templates available for free and for fee. And also there is a library of website themes, a content versioning and archiving, mobile optimizations, and responsive design. Example of the most widely used open source CMS platform. So first is the WordPress. So what is a WordPress? This WordPress is actually a web publishing software that can be used to create a beautiful or professional looks websites or blog. So this WordPress is good for beginners, yet powerful for developers. WordPress is a very easy platform to get started with. So it is very easy to set up and run. So using uh, or creating a website in a WordPress, so you can create a website locally or online. So most web hosts come with what are called one-click auto installer. Another is the Joomla. So what is the Joomla? Uh, this Joomla is an open source content management system. So it helps you build a powerful dynamic websites and applications. So it has an intuitive interface that helps you use its features and functionality to the fullest. Next is the Drupal. This Drupal is also a content management software used to make many of the websites and applications you use every day. So this Drupal has a great standard features. Like for example, for easy content authoring, the reliable performance and excellent security. Another is the Moodle. So this model is a learning management platform. So that is designed to provide educators, administrators, and learners with a single robust, secure, and integrated system to create a personalized learning environments. So this model is available uh, to download on their official websites. Uh, you can download the software onto onto your own web server. Next is the Magento. What is Magento used for? So Magento is an e-commerce platform built on office source technology which provides online merchants with a flexible shopping cart system as well as control over the look, content functionality of their own store. Like for example, the Lazada, the Shopee, So those are the example of the e-commerce platform and also the Magento. Last is the Squarespace. So it is a do-it-yourself website builder, a blogging platform and hosting service. So it lets businesses of all types of create professional websites with a service user-friendly and drag and drops interface. So let's move on. So how to create now a WordPress website. So in creating a WordPress website, so you can make a website locally, or you can create a WordPress website online. So in our activity today, we're going to create a WordPress website on a local host using a SAMP web server. Okay. Before anything else, so I believe that all WordPress users should have a local installations of WordPress of their PC. So even if you want to install the other CMS platform such as the Drupal, the Joomla, the Moodle, it can be installed locally, and it can be also installed online via the official website of each CMS platform. So the benefits are numerous. So you can test the themes, you can plug ins and fiddle with a blog's design without anyone seeing. It's lightning quick. For instance, you have an offline accountability blog that you use to keep track for the life goals. So you have another local WordPress installation where you drop articles that you write for the clients. Any competent PC user can have a local WordPress installations app and running within a few short minutes. So what is the first step? So you need to download and install the SAM. Of course, in order to install and run the WordPress locally, you need to create a local web server environment. So fortunately, we have several web server that can be download for free. But in our activity, we will be using the SAM. So you can download the SAM to this location. Okay, it is the official website of the Apache organizations. So since I am using the Windows 10 version, so I need to download this. Okay, then after you download the SAMP, so you can open the SAMP from the download directory or just click it. Okay, so click yes, continue. So yes, next. So these are the components. So it needs to select the Apache, MSQL, file Cilia, and the other components. So, but the important of the, the important components we need is the Apache MySQL. So the rest are for the other purposes. Okay, next. So we need to choose the folder to install the SAM. So by default, so let us choose the SAM folder. Okay, the next, okay, next. So okay, To complete the installation, you click Finish. Okay. The SAM control panel web server is now installed. Okay. Step number 2, set up your SAM. So once the installation process has completed, okay, of course the SAM panel will be loaded. So to check, open your browser and uh, you enter the local host into the address bar. So you should see something like this. You need to type the port forwarding. Okay, so we are now in the localhost Apache web server. Okay, what will be the next? The third step is to create a database. So every WordPress installation needs its own database. So before we install WordPress proper, we need to create one. Okay, let us check the PHP admin. Okay, uh, and click the database. And for example, our database name is my test site. Then click create. Okay, so the new database has been created. So we will now download and configure and install the WordPress. Okay, download WordPress. Okay, open. So it is now a WordPress templates. Then let us extract here. Okay, extract. Then after you extract it, so double click and copy. So we will copy this to the SAM folder. SAM. Look for the htdoc folder and paste it. Okay, replace. Then afterwards, you look for the wp config sample. Then edit with notepad. Okay, so based from this example, so you need to change the database name, the user, the password, and of course localhost. Obviously, so your database name may not be uh, my test site, so it will be whatever you name uh, to your database in the PHP admin. Okay, so but since our database name, okay, so our database name we apply my my test site. My test site. Password is blank and localhost. Then save. Exit and we go back. Then copy, make a backup for this and rename the config. We need the sample PHP. Okay. Okay. Now, next is, so once you're done, save the file, rename it as a WP config. The only thing left to do now is install WordPress using the 5 minutes installations process. So, which is reality will take about 30 seconds. Okay, how to test now and navigate your website. So, of course, so let us type the HTTP localhost port forwarding 8080. Then, okay. Okay. After you type now the your site of your WordPress directory, so you will be presented with a familiar screen. So wherein you have to fill in the details to install the WordPress. Okay. So you will select English, continue. Okay, we will type the site title. So you will provide informations. So the site title is empowerment technology. Okay, our username is root. The password is, okay, we will type this password EmTech uh, at 2020. So you need to note, okay, username, password, EmTech at 2021. Okay, email address. So to install the WordPress, you click it now. Okay, success. So WordPress has been installed. Okay, so let's log in. Okay, so we have now our own created WordPress. So our username is the root, password, mtech, then login. Okay, so welcome to our new WordPress. So we've assembled some things to get uh, started. So this is now the dashboard of the WordPress. And of course, uh, these are the navigational tool to customize our own WordPress websites. So you can post all, uh, you can insert the library for your medias. You can add for the pages, new for the pages, for the some comments, uh, to change the appearance of the website. So we are here wherein you can able to change the themes, customize the widget, the menus, the background, and to edit the theme. And uh, so you could also add more plugins. So so these are the plugins available. So you can change the general setting of the sites. So your subtitle, the tagline, your local host, the site URL. Okay, so that's all. So we are now successfully created our own uh, WordPress websites. And the last, you are now free to edit and add to the site in whatever way you see fit. Furthermore, you can create as many of these sites as you wish. So just repeating the steps from 3 and 4. Like for example, if you wanted to install a different CMS platform such as the Drupal site, the Joomla site, the Moodle, and others. So you can do that by repeating the steps from 3 and 4. So just enjoy. Okay, how to customize WordPress site? Of course, the first step is to log in into your WordPress site. Okay, so to log in, you type the local host 8080 forward. So you can just click or go to the root, and you may now customize your page. So in the dashboard, uh, you can choose some of these options wherein you can able to customize your site. So like for example, uh, you want to change the themes of your site. So themes, by clicking the themes, and it will show the different available themes. So if you'd like to change the theme, like for example, so some of these templates are for free and some are for fee. Click upload, choose file. So I have here I downloaded templates and install. This region. So the themes now is already changed. Aside from the changing the appearance by choosing the theme, you can also customize the widgets, the menus, header, background about the theme, and the theme editor. So I will not thoroughly discuss about this, so because it is a self-exploratory. So you could also customize your site Like for example, in the site identity, so you can select this one to choose or to upload a company logo. Like for example, if you are going to upload a logo, okay, then select skip cropping. Okay, so the new you select publish to check the updates. Okay, so the logo is now inserted. For the content, so from this page, you can able to add a new page, add, check the update. So we have the technology updates. So it is here now. So that is the easiest way to customize the WordPress site. Okay, so that is how you create a WordPress website on a local host using a web server, which is the SAMP server. Okay, so how about to create a free website on WordPress online? The first step is to sign up to a WordPress.com. So first you need to sign up at WordPress.com, and you just type this URL, the WordPress.com, and you will find a screen like the below image. And click on the get started, so you would be directed to a sign up page. Okay, so for example, then type the domain name you want here, Technology. EmTech. I'll just select the free, choose free, and start with a free site. Okay, that is. So you have now a new URL for an online WordPress website. So the same as in a local host setup. So it is the same on how you to change the settings of your sites. So in the right side, so you will also choose from this navigational tool in order for you uh, to change, for example, the appearance, the theme, the widgets, the menus, and also the pages, the media, the post that you are going to upload, the plugins, the settings, etc. So I will not discuss this. It's because I already discussed this in a previous in setting up a local host website. Okay, so that is. And for the last step is, so you could also change the appearance of your online WordPress. Okay, that's all for this. I'm pretty sure you must have created a cool website for free by following the above mentioned steps. So most of the CMS platforms such as the Drupal, the Joomla, and the likes have similar procedures of making an online or local creation of the websites. Websites promote you 24 by 7. No employee will do that. Thank you.